So, Greg, you've been around the recruiting game a lot longer than I have, and I'm really not around the recruiting game. I've only covered college football, but not specifically recruiting, and you've worked for the top sites in recruiting for a long time. So here's my thought about Dylan Raiola. And obviously, if it was announced tomorrow that he flipped, that he is committed to Nebraska, that would be a phenomenal thing. But he cannot sign for a year. And I don't know if it's not in some ways a better thing that they just stay in contact with him. Obviously, they got that that bloodline connection. That's a great one to have. And because if that would get announced tomorrow, let's say he flips tomorrow, you got to hang on to him for a year. Sometimes that's almost tougher to hang on to somebody that's wanted by that many schools than it is to just kind of let him, test the waters, get out there, talk to a lot of people, and then kind of make your later rush the last few months, then get him committed and have to hang on to him for a year.
Well, heck, I said that when he committed to Ohio State, and they had to hold on to him for 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's also another caveat here that we're missing, which is only rumor, okay, that there's speculation out there that Dylan Raiola was actually looking to reclassify to the 2023 class. And when Ohio State just brought in their guy, out of South Dakota, that's when Dylan decommitted from Ohio State.
Okay.
Because you have CJ Stroud obviously going to the NFL. And so they bring in another guy, a highly ranked quarterback in the 2023 class. I mean, he's not Arch Manning, but, he's pretty good. So that's just speculation. We don't know that if that's still something that Dylan is thinking about, is trying to reclassify. I will say this, though, that he is, he's only 16, 17 years old right now. But he is very, very mature for his age and has had an excellent upbringing and is a spot-on student. So if anybody could graduate a whole year early out of high school, he would definitely be one that fits that bill right there.
But, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if he reclassifies, he's got about a little less than 2 months to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
First Wednesday of February. Wouldn't that be something?
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, well,
a very low possibility of that.
Yeah.
But you can't just dismiss it.
Seems to be happening more and more, though. JT Daniels, Quinn Ewers.
Yep, Ewers was the last one to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Crypto King, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for the contribution. Lets us know and lets everybody else know that this is an opportunity there to contribute to the channel, contribute to the show. Crypto King, thank you so much for that. Love this show. Thank you for that. Yes.
I saw a comment there about somebody asking about the Scotts Bluff kid, and that's Brock Knutson. He will be signing tomorrow. He was one of the first guys Matt Rule went to go see. One of the first 4 or 5 commits, in-state commits that he went to go see. So yeah, Brock Knutson definitely is all in, and he's a freaking monster. I mean, he's 6'8", 6'9". Another big old offensive tackle. But Nebraska's added another 2 already here in the last handful of days. So yeah, you like what they're doing on the offensive line, recruiting wise, right now.
There we go. And Star Trek Elysium. I hope I didn't screw that up. Thank you so much for the contribution as well. Looks like Matt Rule is really going after speed, even if they need to develop these players, much like Osborne did in the early 90s.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And, and I'll even throw this out, that if you want to compare Matt Rule to Tom Osborne and kind of see what he's kind of doing, building his staff, okay, what did Tom Osborne do when he got the job? He hired a head coach from Lincoln Southeast High School that was winning state championships by the name of Frank Solich. Okay? He hired Milt Tenneper, who was a high school head coach out in West Nebraska. He hired 3 high school head coaches out of the state of Nebraska when he got the job. And all 3 of those guys went on to be big-time parts of Tom Osborne's coaching staff. And, the history which they laid from that. And you see a lot of similarities with what Matt Rule's doing. Obviously, right now it's Texas and Florida that he's kind of doing that with. But like I said earlier, don't rule out him bringing in one of the Nebraska high school head coaches in here too to add to his staff. It might not be now, but it might be next year. We'll see. But I see a lot of similarities by the way Matt Rule kind of does things and the way Tom Osborne did things.